even if we do everything perfectly, there'll still be, glitches and bumps, and there'll be stories that can be written that says, oh, look, this thing's, not working the way it's supposed to, and this happened and that happened. And that's pretty much true of every government program that's ever been set up.
Welcome back to Opinion Journal. Glitches and bumps. Should President Obama get a pass on what looks to be a slow-motion train wreck of the implementation of Obamacare? Editorial board member Joe Rago is here. Joe, this is a complicated law by any measure. Should we give the president a pass for this very complicated implementation?
No, I don't think so. This is the program that he wrote. This is
He wrote it? I thought Nancy Pelosi wrote this program.
Look, this is his model. This is what he designed. This is the White House's preferred architecture for the new health care system. And I want to take issue with the metaphor that this is going to be a train wreck. There might not even be trains, or if there are trains, they can't move. We're looking at a big problem here where nothing works as intended, and in fact, if it works at all, it's probably going to backfire.
Now, Joe, you've been following Obamacare for literally years now, but many of our viewers out there haven't, and they might ask, well, what's so complicated about implementing this program? The administration makes it sound easy. You set up an exchange, you get people who can't afford health care into them. I mean, can you talk specifically about a couple of the parts of Obamacare that are proving to be so complicated?
Sure. Well, the exchange problem here is that these are the administration describes it as a website like Travelocity. Just go on there and sign up and pick your insurance options. And this is actually a really complicated, essentially equivalent to setting up a new business, a business startup, a tech startup.
For the entire country.
Right. So, are the insurers going to want to go onto the exchange? The regulations have been very stringent so far, and there might not be a lot of opportunities to make money there. So, are the insurers going to go onto the exchange? The subsidy process, for example, is very complex.
Yeah, this is very interesting. So, talk about the IT side of calculating that subsidy and what the government has to do to figure out if you're eligible.
Well, you get a subsidy based on a sliding scale that more goes to the poor, less goes to the wealthier middle class, but it's very tightly linked to your income. It slides. When you go to the exchange, it needs to cross-reference with your IRS records, with your tax returns. So this is not just an HHS project, Health and Human Services Department. It's also an Internal Revenue Service project, and so they're trying to set up something called a data hub. Are they going to be able to test the software? Are the cross references going to work in practice? We have no idea because they have not released anything so far, and we're 6 months away from open enrollment.
Joe, there's a lot of discussion this morning about a new Kaiser poll that came out, and I just want to put it up here on the screen. Obamacare support in April 2010, 46%. In April 2013, 35%. Is this significant? And why don't Americans support this law if they haven't even yet seen the full implementation?
Right. Well, it was unpopular to begin with. If you remember, this was passed with a straight partisan majority, barely 218 votes in the House, the baseline 60 votes in the Senate, all Democrats. And I think once President Obama was reelected, people were willing to give him the benefit of the doubt here. I think that's eroded as people start to get a sense of what this is actually going to mean in the real world, as opposed to just a 2,000-page bill that's being rushed through Congress on a political deadline.
So we've got less than 30 seconds left. Is this poll even more significant given how Kaiser conducts it?
It is. I mean, the Kaiser tracking poll was started because the normal polling outfits were showing a huge disapproval of the law as it was moving through Congress. So this law is designed to find support for it. So if even Kaiser can't turn up even a rump minority supporting this law, what does it say about actual public opinion?
Well, it looks pretty lousy. Lousy, Obamacare, lousy and lousy. Editorial board member Joe Rago, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks, Mary.